as hard as we can to try and get this early victory.
Oldskool definitely making sure he's making the most of his time, figuring out it looks like it's going to be a Churn Walker ban along with that Reza, making sure that, you know, Gabevizzle's team doesn't have the strongest team fight heroes.
Yeah, I feel like Gabevizzle's squad needs to ban away this Vox now, because otherwise you're just leaving so much power available for Oldskool to first pick. See, Lorelei is being hovered there by Hammy. That could be a pick that he wants against the Vox, but Hammy's also said that he knows how to play against the Vox and that he can beat it. So they're gonna leave the Vox open. We'll see if Oldskool first picks it once again. It's what they did last game against the Enzio, and they're gonna lock it in immediately again.
Yeah, I think that might have been a mistake for the side of Gabevizzle. Not only is Vox super strong, but he's so good at pushing back waves. Those resonance bounces makes it so hard to get in with your wave and push these turrets, because then the bounces just start to ramp up and deal so much damage.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a pick that you don't let it through unless you are very confident that you can beat it. So this had to come from Hammy saying, you know what? I know if he takes this Vox, I can beat him on, you know, whatever hero I end up with. Looking likely to be the Lorelei with the Lyra as a captain. Those two could be swapped, but I feel like the Lorelei crystal power is just a little bit more effective than, you know, what we would see if the two roles were swapped. So I expect this to be Hammy with the Lorelei in the mid lane.
I think that's definitely a good call, but Oldschool's composition so far, that is 3 scary heroes to try and deal with.
Oh boy.
And a pedal coming through. I don't know about that one.
I mean, big smile on Gabe's face as they locked it in.
Joseph, back in the day, phenomenal pedal player. But when you're going into a CP Vox...
Yeah, we were at dinner. To be fair, we were at dinner with all the players yesterday. And a couple of them said, you know, Pedal has the kit for 5v5. It's just that her numbers aren't quite where they need to be for her to be top tier. But if she got tweaked a little bit, she would become the strongest hero. So maybe this is just a little bit of a precursor to that. We'll see. I don't have a whole lot of faith in it. I'm going to be upfront and honest with you, but we'll see. I mean, I'm always open to being surprised, especially when it comes to off-meta picks.
It's not just the pedal that's pretty rough. I mean, I don't think Weapon Power Pedal stands a chance. I'm going to assume it's Crystal Power, but trying to play minions into a CP Vox is automatically bad news. That is rule number 1 when playing against CP Vox, is don't pick Pedal, because you're just giving him free bounces.
Yeah, well, it is going to be an alpha as the final pick for Gabevizzle's squad. And it's, you want to talk about that pick a little bit for us, Flash?
Yeah, I'm going to call that one a Hail Mary. They are just trying to get so inside the mind of Oldskool, just catch them completely off guard, have no clue how to play against these heroes because they're not in the meta at all.
To be fair, at WSG, Oldskool got outright 1v1 and died to an alpha. So maybe it is one mind game saying, hey, remember this. Remember you getting beat by this.
Why play the meta when you can create your own meta? Now, I do want to remind you guys at home, everything is on the line for these two players right now, but everything is on the line for Enzio too. If Oldskool can win this game, he will move on into our finals against T-Tigers. However, if Gabevizzle wins, he has to win it under 13:35, or he will not make it to finals. Enzio will instead. It's time to get this final decider match underway. It's time to jump on in with Humanist and Dowsey for the last game of the group stages.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our final tiebreaker match of the VPL Fantasy All-Stars Week 3. I'm Humanist, joined by Dowsey once again. We've had this long broadcast, and we're finally going to find out who's going to join Team T-Tigers in the finals, but ready to get this one underway, we have a pedal out on the rise.
I mean, why not? Why not? It's the last game, you have to win quick. Pedal, well, she can snowball. Looks like Hammy's actually going to be playing this CP. I think it's going to be alternating current. I say Hammy. I'm talking about Joseph, who's definitely got the crystal power bit in his pocket. And it's definitely going to be trying to snowball the early game as much as possible.
Oh my
god. Damage onto Hammy though. Shaded Talent just pulls him under turret and says, "What are you doing, pal?"
Perfect pull there, huh, Dowsey?
That's perfect. That's what you want. Now this early game is pretty much won for Oldskool. He's going to have priority in lane. He can push down the minion wave. Shaded Talent's going to pull him back in, and that's first blood.
Bro, Hammy, get wrecked. Shaded Talent just styling in the mid lane. That's your first blood, and Team Oldskool basically about to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about how this plays out. If Oldskool wins this game, then they are in the grand final playing against Tigers in a best of 3 to become the Week 3 All-Star Fantasy champions. If Gabevizzle wins this, then it comes down to a tiebreaker rule that's based on fastest win. If Gabevizzle's team is able to beat this game in under, I believe it was 13 and a bit minutes, then they go through. But if they don't, Dienzio does. So actually everyone can win. But there will all be 2 losers at the end of the day. Yeah. This is not the start though you want if you gave Vizzle's team for that quickest victory necessary to break the tie. So far it's looking like it's going to be Oldskool heading to the finals.
So I really like that Joseph's on this pedal. Like, whether it is debatably a good pick or not, I don't know if people agree with me on this or not, but it feels like Joseph just went quiet as soon as like this whole 5v5 utility jungler meta developed. And Joseph's the playmaker, man. He always has been from the very beginning. He was going to outplay you. He was going to find a way to take an advantage and snowball it. And I feel like he hasn't been the same guy since they started putting him on these utility picks.
Yeah, but look at what they're doing right now. They are rushing these objectives. It's 2 minutes, 50 seconds, and this top lane turret's going to be going down. They are putting so much pressure onto the side of Oldskool. They want to rush everything down. Not to mention, they've got this alpha here as well, who's going to have that early game power on Zelsia. It's a bit of a meme composition as far as, you know, what meta is concerned here, Humanist, but it's Gabevizzle's attempt at winning early, and that's all they want to do. If they win early, then they win the tiebreaker. They get to go to the finals. If they don't win early, then there's no point winning at all.
I like it. Well, you got to go hard or just lose, and that's what it's all about here. That's what it's come down to in this final tiebreaker matchup. And I think it's really cool also to see Zelsier playing the alpha, you know, see the alpha, the pedal. So, hey, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down in style.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely the kind of thing you want to see. And then now we got I Love Joseph coming down to the bot lane. They're going to engage.
Looks like an interesting engage. Will not be able to follow. I mean, you just put the spikes down. Joseph's not trampolining forward, so that's pretty easy.
Yeah, but like this is not conventional Vainglory right here. We're not seeing the norm. Normally, Zelsia would have been left in that 1v2 lane for the rest of the game, and you allow them to scale up. Right now, we're seeing the I guess the meta shift towards early game. What they're doing is trying to put the pressure on. Try and make sure that Zelsia can snowball his lane. Try and keep blanks behind as much as possible. Try and get these turrets down, get the global gold into their pockets so that they can win early. It works. It's great.
Yeah, I really like it, and you make a good point there. Like, this is not traditional, and it's really cool. Like, you see so many games that get repetitive over and over. Like, even viewers are like, okay, well, yeah, they're playing mechanically well, but come on, like, give me something fun here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is really important stuff. Like, you know, whilst the whole point of this is just to try and win as early as possible so you can make it to the final. This is actually the kind of stuff that starts to influence meta, because like if this works and this works well, then teams are going to start doing this, you know, in their games. So it's worth noting that whilst so far it doesn't really mean anything unless this game snowballs out of control and they're able to finish it in the next 8 minutes, Humanist. These are the kind of things. These are the little adaptations that you make on a whim that kind of influence meta for the time to come.
Oh, that's what it's all about. Honestly, it feels like you know, Vainglory meta people have always been too scared to just try and break it and set it themselves. Now, Joseph almost found the kill, puts himself in a vulnerable position, and will pay for it. As that one goes over to Oldskool, happy about it. They're up 2-0, 5.5 minutes into this one.
Yeah, really rough stuff there. It was a really nice bait coming through from Tivo in the top lane, just basically allowing Neonfire to overextend, but then unfortunately it just turned out that I Love Joseph was the one that overextended. Good rotation coming through from Oldskool, from Shaded Talent to clean that one up, and things pretty much just stay in the lead here for Oldskool.
Did you talk about Gabevizzle's weapon Lyra build, or did I deny here? I'm not sure if I just.
We haven't talked about it, no, but like it's still a trend.
This is awesome. I mean, this is exactly what we want to see. Like, just wreck them. Wreck Oldskool right now. Zelsier's moving in. Termination protocol. That's something I haven't said in a while. Zelsier pulled in. Hey, that's pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, this is unfortunate. The reason why you don't see this happen very often in games is because it doesn't tend to work. And currently the gold is heavily in favor of Oldskool, and it doesn't look like Gabevizzle's team has done enough to snowball a victory for themselves here.
It has to work. It has to work. There is no other option, Dowsey. Gabevizzle has to come in for victory. I mean, Dienzio probably is sitting over there sweating bullets, trying to find a way to, like, DDoS team Oldskool over here.
Yeah, but not too early.
Not too early. Can't make it obvious, can you?
Also, if Gabevizzle wins too early, then the tiebreaker
true.
goes in their favor. Yeah.
True. Yes.
Not that anyone's doing any of that.
That's why you are the color caster with that analysis over here. It's on the next level, one step ahead, as we would expect here. And Team Oldskool, they're just kind of slowly but surely getting everything they need across the map here.
Yeah, and let's not forget, if Oldskool wants to go to the final, they have to win this game. So, you know, it doesn't really matter how long it takes. As long as the Vein Crystal explodes and it's them exploding it, then they've done well. Huge wave, by the way, in this top side. Neon Fire. Can you deal with it? The Minion Candy. Oh, this is a lot of damage.
This is interesting. Tivo taking a lot of damage from Neon Fire. Neon Fire eventually will be collapsed upon by everybody else. And with that, turret's going down, like, wait a second, has Team Gabevizzle out mind-gamed their opponents over here. Delphi in a 3 versus 1. This is gonna be the first base turret going down. Calling it right here and right now. Oh, my name is Shaded Talent, and I'm here with my Yates. Forgot about that. He can be anywhere on the map. They will be losing their Adagio. And it'll be Petal next to fall. Gabevizzle will fall as well. They're just run down into the healing platform at this point.
I mean, they are literally running it down top at this point, Humanist, but that armory turret is at half health. They've got another 3 minutes left in this game. Actually, that's not a lie. I can't do maths. 5 minutes left in the game, Humanist, before the top time is surpassed.
It's over, Dowsey.
It's not over.
Every
you
team
got Spellfire.
Every
you
team
got Spellfire, Lyra. You got Split Push.
That's it.
You don't need kills if you got turrets, Humanist. You know, once you get that armory down, you just keep putting people in the top lane. You just keep throwing them. It's called, you know how like water chips away at a rock over time? Yeah, we're kind of just like speeding up the process by throwing 5 Vainglory heroes at the top lane.
Look, honestly, a team with Zelsier is just bound to win eventually. You know, you just give them enough time, but it's just not the situation we find ourselves in here. And,
I'm surprised that no Saw came out, honestly. Like, if you're gonna... What's the deal with that?
If we're gonna talk about no Saw, we don't have... there's a lot of other... Like, no Ozo, like, we're gonna talk about that for a second.
No, but it's Zelsier, though. He is Saw.
Zelsier is has one of the most diverse hero pools in the game, and I've always, you know, just respected him for his ability to just be well known for playing many heroes and just excelling on all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So here we're seeing once more the run it down top composition coming out from Gabevizzle. Unfortunately, this time Oldskool's team has learnt that they can also just run it down top in the opposite direction and get kills.
Tivo died. Tivo was trying to make that hero play there, and the weapon Adagio was not able to survive long enough to trade a kill out there. It's 10-1 in favor of Team Oldskool as they march towards this tiebreaker victory, trying to lock in that place in the finals. And currently, I just checked with our stats, man. They're at a 98% chance of locking in this victory here, Dawson.
That's a good statistic right there.
Real-time
analysis, I like it.
But Joseph, though, he's on this pedal. You have to worry about this pedal. No, actually, you don't. Looks like it's ineffective at the most currently. And even down at bottom, Zelsier has to tuck tail and run against blanks. Can't even go 1 versus 1.
Yeah, no, this game is not looking good for Gabevizzle, who have just another 3 minutes to win it, or else they have no way of making it to the final. Then it's on them to win if Dienzio was to make it. Oldschool's team, though, they look pretty heavy in the lead, and they're going for the engage.
Looking for the engage, and they've got Joseph. Will they find anything else? Yep, Gabevizzle, good night. That was too easy. Almost like he didn't see it coming.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And like right now, Oldschool's team, they don't really have to make the play. Like Gabevizzle's team is all about them making the play. They want to win in the next 2 minutes so that they can be the ones going to the final. Oldschool, they're happy just to defend this. Yes, they could like base race and do something silly, but ultimately right now, what Gabevizzle's team is doing is throwing. Like they are ultimately throwing for the chance of making it to the final. And so eventually, once that 35 minute mark crosses, that's it. Like Oldschool's team will practically just win because Weapon Power Lyra doesn't really work in a composition. Petal is pretty not meta right now. Neither is Alpha, hasn't been meta for a little while. And so it's just a matter of time for Oldschool. They don't have to make any big boy plays. They just have to consistently play, you know, standard Vainglory.
Don't have to make any big boy or big girl plays out here right now. Just chilling like villains. Looks like we might have a sneaky play going on down here as Team Gabevizzle start up with Ghost Swing, completely unexpected over here. Blanks rotates around the edge of the wall. This is going to be Delphi, caught him by surprise. Delphi, the playmaker, MVP of the game. Gabevizzle goes back the other way. The Arcane Passage pulled back in and chopped on down. Now, Team Oldskool looking for more. They're onto the Ghost Swing here. And what a surprise. Ghost Swing picked up by Arden. This is Team Oldskool looking for some more. 17 to 1, 12.5 minutes in. And how about that net worth advantage, Dowsey?
Yeah, no, right now it's 17 to 1, like you say, with almost a 10,000 gold lead. Gabevizzle's essentially all or nothing attempt to win in under 30 minutes has not worked out here, which means that the rest of the team are just slowly whittling away at the seams.
TiVo's on the base turret, though.
I mean, he has to win the game in 35 seconds.
At least somebody knows how to play this game. TiVo split pushing, that's all you had to do to win this game. Oh, they canceled off the gauntlet with the First of Judgment. I've literally never seen a play of that caliber. Get in here. They're onto the armory, basically about to close this game out, and whoa, what an unexpected turn of events as they actually lose their Adagio and the Lyra. Didn't see it coming.
Black Claw's been unleashed as well. Oldschool's pushing on up. 13-31 to 3-4-5. They have not been able to win faster than DNZ, which means Gabevizzle's team is now eliminated from possibility of making it to the finals. And with Oldschool practically just solo pushing a Black Claw into the enemy base, it does look like Oldschool's team will be taking out Gabevizzle in just a little while here, meaning they should be facing up against T-Tigers in the finals.
I mean, the thing is, like, you know, if Oldskool loses, DNZO goes to the finals. And
it's true.
We have not seen crazier things happen. But
I mean, Gabevizzle sold his build so that he can, you know, go in towards some supportive items. We'll have to see if anyone else adjusts their builds accordingly. Because now they're going to play a bit of standard Vainglory here, Humanist. The only problem is that they're, you know, 8,000 gold behind, and they're selling their items so that they can buy new items.
8,000 gold, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but it
goes through the Arcane Passage. 3 versus 1 to start, now 3 versus 2. Joseph cannot stand his ground. Joseph just gets punked over and over, and I don't understand for such a meta hero how it's being so ineffective.
It's not 8,000 gold though, like, because you've got Gabevizzle. Okay, Gabevizzle. I don't know what Gabevizzle's doing anymore.
Blanks walked into the bush there, and he's going to get the stun up against the wall. Is he going to kill him before he reboots? Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, Blanks, what a player. Obviously able to take him down in the 1v1 means he is the better player. That's just how we know. And as the game goes on, you know, would look for the defense up in the top lane. They're doing okay. Hammy rotating through the jungle. He wants shaded talent. Found him. And he's going to be collapsed upon here. Hammy has to be incredibly careful. Wolf's Maw tickling him on the tail of the Lorelei as he slithers his way into the top brush in the top lane. It is caught out here. Let's see if Hammy can stand his ground. He's looking for Delphi. He's got the water wall. Tries to stand on top of the fish food. 3 versus 1. Hamuel Jackson making the plays. And just imagine if his squad was capable of doing the same.
Yeah, no, it was a Hail Mary play. You know, just to remind everyone, the only way Gabevizzle's team made it to the final was if they were able to beat Oldskool in under 13 minutes 35 seconds due to the tiebreaker rule that its fastest win breaks the second round robin. Currently DN0 holds that score of 13:35, meaning if for whatever reason Gabevizzle's team were to win this, then DN0 would go to the final. But look at this, the push onto the Vein Crystal, and Oldschool's team wants to finish it.
Team Gabevizzle are in a desperate position here. Send them your Kappas. It looks like it's not going to be going their way in the end here. Somehow, someway, Team Oldskool able to take advantage of this last team fight and get on to the Vein Crystal to close this one out and march their way on into the finals where they will face off against Team T-Tigers.
Valiant attempt from Team Gabevizzle with their unconventional playstyle to try and win as early as possible. It all fell apart, of course, when they didn't pick Saw